Amicus is Latin for friend. For the past 40 years, Amicus has been finding friends through volunteers for people in the correctional facilities who might not otherwise have anyone coming to visit them.
I had the privilege of knowing the three founders when I first came to Amicus as a volunteer, and then later in an early stint on the board.
Judge Riley, Ted Herman, Ben Berger. They germinated the idea because Herman was in prison.
Ted was in prison, and Neil Riley decided that he wanted to start visiting him.
Ted Herman contacted Neil Riley, and they kind of came up with the idea, and Arthur Stillman and Ben Berger were sponsors, and I think that their idea was to help people make the transition from being incarcerated until they got out and to how they can make the adjustment.
I remember Ben Berger as being an affable character. He had a real passion about this, and he was sort of a godfather.
And I remember the first time that I was introduced to the Amicus program was by Judge Neil Riley. He was a juvenile court judge, and he had a very humorous and assertive way about him, and the prison administrators liked him. I sure did.
I have always been involved with Amicus while I was in the business, because we used them for a lot of even taking people to funerals, and it was in our best interest, frankly.
Of course, to encourage the Amicus group to be involved in our institution, because one of the things it does do is bring hope to people who have no hope.
Robert Ritter of WCCO was on our board of directors and very active, and so he helped us to get access to WCCO radio.
I heard a radio broadcast, which was, I'm sure, a spot advertisement about Amicus.
The radio has been so important to Amicus because the people who get involved in Amicus are not clustered in one part of the community.
When I heard Louise speak on the radio back in the early 70s, that I put it in the back of my mind that, man, that program sounds like something that I may want to be involved with.
You know, I always say this, that the strength of social service agencies is people. You can have the best written program, the best written brochure that there is, but it really has to come down to who are the people behind that organization.
I like to think that what we have here is a very diverse staff, very diverse cadre of volunteers. I like to think of them as the cream of the crop.
Amicus has always been very selective about their volunteers and brought quality people in there who really did come to do good and to help somebody.
When you're assigned to someone, you have no idea if this is going to work.
I was a little apprehensive and whatever, but you know, that first meeting you always have with a new inmate, you're both very apprehensive.
We corresponded through the mail first. You know, he sent me a letter, I think, first, and then I sent a letter back to him saying that I would like for him to come and see me.
I've met individuals who have been in for as long as 17 years and had never been to the visiting room.
To spend a few minutes with somebody on a regular basis and just talk and not have any agenda for either one of us is really what you have to offer. That's the ultimate gift you can give.
That this individual, for over 11 years, came to see me every month faithfully. He didn't miss a time.
I don't think a person can really feel human if they don't have a friend.
And although it was then based on one-on-one, principally, we have grown. I wish Ben and Ted and Neil would come back and see what we're doing now. I think they would be so impressed to see how this organization has grown.
So through one-on-one volunteers, through very practical help with specific needs that people come to us with, recognizing that girls are different than boys.
Oh, Amicus is so important for women because their path through the criminal justice system is different. Women have far fewer visitors and support than the men do. And so there's just a much greater need for that.
I was very struck by her letter because she said, I am really looking for a friend I can trust because I have never had one in my life.
In Shakopee, in prison there, it's hard to find a friend because a lot of them pretend to be your friend. To find somebody like Andrea who listens, smiles, and really cares.
The one-to-one program in and of itself started to morph, I think, more into transitional services.
We have so many ex-offenders coming out of the prison system who need the opportunity to have someone to help them make the transition.
I think that support upon release contributes to lower recidivism rates. I think that people leaving prison, I believe that there's a recipe.
Employment, housing, obviously sobriety, transportation, clothing.
And basically if they get a job, they can get housing. And you've taken care, with one job, you've taken care of a couple different needs.
But it didn't stop once I got out. The office is open to come up to and visit.
Our organization is built on relationships.
And so Amicus is not only a resource and support, but they're friends also.
One of the key focuses of Amicus is not only helping those who are coming out of prison, but to work with us in society to understand that there is this need for forgiveness in how we treat people who've made a mistake.
A lot of people come in here with a bad attitude and they leave here with a smile. Amicus helps people from top to bottom. I've been here a year, but I've seen thousands of people come in and out of these doors. Like just a few days ago, there was a guy in here and just was released from doing 15 years. For him, it's easier for him to go back. He says he's getting played as far as general assistance, as far as housing. He says it's easier to do jail time. So for us, it's easier to get someone in a position to win instead of putting them in a position to lose.